Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SNATM. That is SSN of the movies, the review of films that we do here. I'm me. That's Tom down there. And each and every week, as long as there's no, familial issues, any emergencies, we are here either on twitch.tv/SSNplays or like we normally are at patreon.com/SelectStartNetwork, where we will sit down and review movies, some that are good, some that are bad, some that are postal. Yeah. This week, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about a film that I honestly haven't really thought about, but you voted for it. You wanted it. It was between Street Fighter, the 94, 93 version starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Resident Evil 2002. And honestly, for a while, it was close. It was close. But out of left field, just Resident Evil slapped it after, right in the end. They just they took care of it. They took care of business. So we are here to review as the continuation of the video game movie review series. We are now going to sit down and review every single Resident Evil film that is live action.
Is it really a continuation? Because I feel like we've only done video game movies so far.
Some of them don't know that. They haven't connected the dots yet. But that being said, yeah, we're going to continue it. So we are now in the stretch of Resident Evil. And Tom, if I were to ask you, how many Resident Evil movies do you think there are? What would be your response?
I think five was the last I saw. Maybe six or seven. Something like that.
You gotta give me an answer, baby. You gotta give me a solid answer.
I'm gonna go with 7. I think.
Right on the money, sir. There are 7 of these. Okay, 7 Resident Evils. Now, would you assume that they're all the same quality, we'll say, as this one?
Me? No.
You are correct.
After this one, they go downhill, I believe.
Yeah. This and Resident Evil 2, which is Resident Evil Apocalypse, I believe is what it's called, is the only ones that are as closely related to the series as possible. The rest of it, they go fucking out the window. They go crazy with the idea.
They just sprinkle it with Resident Evil tidbits. Yes. It's not even close to the fucking story.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting as we sit down and review the entire series. It's gonna hurt for some, but that's not the point right now. We are here to sit down and talk about Resident Evil, released in 2002, directed by one of our favorites, in a sense, a recurring director in this review series, Paul W.S. Anderson. For those who don't know, this man was responsible for the Mortal Kombat series. Okay? This is a refresher. Well, Mortal Kombat 1. He didn't do another did Mortal Kombat 2, thank God. He knew not to touch that. But he was also he also did the horror film Event Horizon, which is fucking that movie. That movie can give you the spooks. Maybe one day, maybe for like a Halloween theme, we can review that one. But for the time being, production budget of $32 million. Tom, how much do you think this made at the box office?
I'm gonna say it made a profit for sure. Maybe 100 million.
Close, $102.4 million.
Very close.
That is, yeah, and that is a huge success for this film franchise. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if any of the other films are gonna come close to touching that budget, that box office down the road. I think the budget goes down, and that's how they keep making money.
They made 7 of them, so they must have made some money.
Yeah, they figured something out, right? But like I said, this is directed once again by Paul W.S. Anderson, a recurring director here on the series. Music. This is weird. So the music was done by a couple of different people. One of them, their name's on it just for the sake, I swear to God, they just paid them to be on this, which is Marilyn Manson. Like, the song that you would think that he's a part of, he didn't even write, which is the beginning theme. Like that's which is the theme you guys heard at the beginning of our little like stream starting soon. and it's like that weird, like creepy piano like beat, and then that da 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 parts. That was actually made by Patrick DeJong. I didn't really get much more information on him, unfortunately. But then the other actual like music by was Marco Beltrami, and this dude has done a hell of a lot of stuff. He's done. He's doing the music for Venom: Let There Be Carnage. So you know they all can't be home runs. Both Quiet Places and a slew of fucking movies. Like this man he's been in the industry for a long time. It's just nice. Interesting how he hasn't become one of the names that you think of when you think of like great composers or music directors. You think of like your John Williams, your excuse me, Silvestri. I can't remember the guy. I think it's Sylvan or Silver Silvestri. I can't remember. I'm sorry, sir. You're one of my favorite composers. I can't remember your first name, but you're Danny Elfmans and all them. Like, this guy doesn't have that spot. It's a little depressing, but we recognize your work, sir. So thank you for being there. The stars of this film are not plentiful. It's actually quite limited to 2 people. Michelle Rodriguez, which I would argue was the bigger star at the time than Mila Jovovich. But Michelle Rodriguez, I mean, Fast and the Furious franchise. There you go. There's your... Where is she from? I believe she's Dom's girlfriend or wife.
Yeah. Was Fast and the Furious before this or after this?
Ooh.
I'm wondering where she got her start from.
All right. Let's go. Let's take a look. Let's take a little stroll to figure it out. So let's go Fast and Furious. The first one, please. Not any of the other ones. The Fast and Furious was released in 2001.
Oh, so literally the year before. Okay,
yeah,
well that makes sense then.
So Fast and Furious was like her big breakout, and this would make sense to me why she's not maybe the lead role in this one per se, because she's still a relative unknown. But she also did the movie SWAT. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah,
with Colin Farrell and all of them. Yeah, with I think Jeremy Renner being the bad guy, if I'm not mistaken. In that one.
He was.
Yeah,
he was. And I believe Michelle Rodriguez, she went to her agent and told them, whenever someone makes a Resident Evil movie, I want to be part of this.
Yeah. So when news got caught up that Paul W.S. Anderson was going to make one, I guess that her agent like badgered him to put her in the movie. I'm guessing she's a huge fan of the series, which is actually kind of cool. And it's the same thing for Mila Jovovich. The only reason why she did this film was because her brother Marco is a big fan of the franchise, of the game franchise. So they're like, all right, let's just put him in. They're asking for it, But it's I guess with the rewrites and everything that's happened in this the story, one of the possible leading roles was going to be for Jill Valentine. They're actually going to put her in right away. And one of the there was originally set to star like Sarah Michelle Gellar, which around that time, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer hype, it's kind of big. Like that could have drawn probably a lot more eyes to the movie.
I feel like it would have been a very different movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar as Alice, though.
Yeah, it is. And then they also had the idea of like Jennifer Love Hewitt, Kristen Dunst, Natasha Henstridge to play like Jill Valentine, but no one wanted to do it because of the gross amounts of violence and the nudity. Which, again, to be honest, the only nude scene that happened was at the beginning, which was Mila Jovovich being nude in the shower, and it's so discreet that you have to look for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
and I did.
I searched hard.
I did. You got a slight glimpse of the nip there, and that was it.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, it is that, and apparently, okay, this is weird. The studio franchise wanted this movie. The studio wanted the franchise to be a PG-13 film, but Paul W.S. Anderson's like, no, this has to be rated R. I would argue if you were to remove the brief nudity scene, this movie could have been like a 14A at best. Because,
I don't think so.
Dude, there's not that much violence. Really think about it. When the zombies get shot, it's not like blood and like pieces of limbs being flown around. When they get bit, it's just no one's getting ripped apart by the zombies. It's in like foul language. That's about it. I honestly
are you saying children wouldn't be traumatized by
no.
zombie dogs?
It is the parents' responsibility to see a PG-13 and no movie that is about zombies to be like, maybe I don't bring my prepubescent teenager to this fucking movie. That is.
I doubt
parents.
you can get away with the laser sequence and all of that shit on PG-13. Like, there's no fucking way.
I think you could have. They just have to slide away from the certain scenes right before the head falls. Or you know, because they kind of did it with the laser scene, like when the grid opens up and eats the dude, and he's Swiss cheese, like it's just fucking all over the place. And like instead of showing the pieces fall, you just have the lines appear, and then she goes, "Oh my god!" And there you go.
And they probably did that for the TV version, like the cable networks.
Oh, I guarantee you that's what they did. Which also, fun fact, because of the popularity of that laser scene, Capcom then put it in Resident Evil 4. There's a scene where Leon S. Kennedy has to avoid a laser grid that if you don't will cut you up or kill you, and they added it in because of the movie. I
don't think I got to that part.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4, a hell of a good game. I really like that one. But
I'm
anyway,
pretty sure I beat it. Anyways,
yeah, it's a classic. But we are here to talk about Resident Evil. Tom, your initial thoughts on this film?
Well, it actually made me think of Doom, but it makes me think that the Doom rating that I gave it is fucking way off. Because this movie is way better, and Doom stole everything from this movie. It's like someone said, ooh, that Resident Evil movie was good. Let's do the same thing with Doom. Let's take out all the demons. We'll make it a lab fucking environment. That's all I thought while I watched this movie.
It's funny. That's funny. I didn't even think about that until just now.
Every aspect of it. Yeah. Everything. It's all the same movie. So Doom is a 4 now. And
oh wow! All right, well wait.
And this movie I like.
I don't think we ever had a retrograde degradation here before. That's kind of interesting.
After watching this, it's a clear, blatant ripoff of this movie.
Okay, all right.
What about you?
I'm still mixed. There are scenes in this that are very much so like late 90s like camera work and directions. Like there's a scene that we're gonna get to eventually, but I'll talk about it now, where the dude decides to like go to like end his life because he doesn't want to become a zombie. And then they cut to, Alice walking down the sewer line, the shot goes off and she goes and then as she turns and does that, they do like the Sam Raimi but not as good, like zoom in hard on her face because the gunshot went off, and it's supposed to be like she's scared or shocked that he's dead. But hey, guess what? He's not dead.
I mean, there's definitely a few parts in this movie where you've got like a lot of the action scenes, they just put a little bit of blur on top of everything to make it seem.
Yeah.
But that was also movies at the time. I can't think of other movies that were really all that.
Doom.
It had plenty of that shit too. There was tons of fucking blurring on that movie.
And that's what it's interesting to see what, like how much we've changed. There is one thing that is very much so breaks the 180 rule in film, and it's the conversation where they're all just standing right near the train, and it's pretty much the exposition dump as to what's happening inside the hive, and the camera's rotating around everyone. Like it's just doing a full circle around. But the way that the camera cuts to certain people while it's rotating and stuff, let me explain the 180 rule, because for people who don't know, let's just say, I got this tape here. Let's just say this here is person A, it's Alice, and it's Matt talking. The camera for the 180 rule is not allowed to surpass them if they started shooting this way. So you can have dialogue talking this way all the way to this way with the camera movement. The moment you have your camera go behind Alice and then start rotating towards Matt, changes the dynamic of the shot, because now it looks like they've swapped places in conversation. Because now, theoretically, if they started cutting this way, Alice is talking, the camera's here facing her, and they go to Matt. But now they turn it around and the camera's on this side talking to Alice, and they cut to Matt this way. It looks like they've literally swapped spots. It breaks the bitch much the rule of reality. Of it kind of takes out the continuity and makes it just less believable, which is, I know, is saying something for this film. But that's like really that is one of the only things that really bothered me, like filming wise. The rest of it, the music's so like it's just not. There's only two parts, right? The theme at the beginning, which I think is really good, and then the action scene with the liquor inside of the train, with like that da 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 na 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 na. I love that. Like, I think that's really cool music, and I like it. But the rest of the movie, it's just so bland. The characters I don't give a shit about. There's only one, maybe two dudes that I actually cared about. Two people that I cared about. Alice, obviously, because they were made to care for her, and the nerd who gets people diced up with a laser grid. Those are the two people that I honestly thought had the most emotions and character development out of all of them. Like, the guy was a nerd guy. He's a coward. He turns brave, and he's finally figuring things out, and he gets eaten by the liquor at the end unceremoniously. Not the biggest fan of that, but I get it. Shock value, I guess. But like, and Alice, just because she's your main character, you kind of start feeling something for her, at least at some point. But everyone else is just so bleh.
Yeah, like, just one-dimensional.
Yeah,
no real.
So generic. So like,
I'm the tough guy. I follow the rules. I'm the badass chick.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me.
I'm the rude medic. You'll be fine. Suck it up. And it's like, okay, we need to stop this. We need to say no. But yeah, it's. We'll get to the rating. We'll get to it. But for now, we got to talk about the sponsor of this episode. All right, this episode of the SSN podcast. God damn it, I fucked it up. It's the first time I fucked it up. This episode of SNATM is brought to you by us, as I fuck it all up. What you guys are viewing here right now is the free sampling that we do every month, once a month, on weekends. You will get both the SSN podcast and SNATM for free on Saturday, then on Sunday. But every other time, if you want to watch this with the post shows that we offer, with it, the ads being removed, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/SelectStartNetwork. And I am happy to announce here at this time, we are going to be doing a payment restructuring of SNATM, of the Patreon account. We understand that some of the stuff might be too pricey, especially the live and uncut stuff. So from that point downwards, we're going to be shifting things over, just as a heads up. If you do plan on signing up now, you can just sign up at the $6 mark, which is where live and uncut will be shifted. Everything else will be shifting down to any of the people who are signed up at the $11.50 or $15.50 if you're a Canadian. Just be sure, if you don't want to be at that level anymore, just to shift on down to the $6 US, which I think is like $8 Canadian. The conversion on Patreon always confuses me, but that is the first time I get to announce that here, so I just want to give you that heads up. You get to have your 10% discount still on the merch store. You get this live, uncut. You get the audio-only version on Patreon with the ads being removed. You also get a video version of it with the ads being removed. You get to be participating in Patreon exclusive polls, chat whenever we bring stuff up. If you want to have questions for post shows, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do that. But that is all. We love you guys. On with the pot. All right, there we go. Yes, big words. I know. It's shocking, isn't it? All right. As we stall for time, because I have to do... There we go. Oh, no. And I did it on the wrong one. Oh, no. I did it on the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. There. As we stall for time, we get to talk about the plot now, which starts off with an exposition dump, but it's fine. This is one that I actually don't mind, which is like, oh, the Umbrella Corporation is a large conglomerate that has put its fingers in so many pies. Medical, computer, military, everything. They've gone so far that they've rooted themselves in the education system and political influence and da-da-da-da-da. Pretty much just driving home the idea that the Umbrella Corporation is Walmart.
Basically.
Yeah. I'm just saying it out there. Or McDonald's. It's either way, it's your choice. But what we end up treated to is this, the intro that I said that I love so much, that music that just puts that creep factor into it and makes it kind of feel uncomfortable. It's so well done, and you get to see pretty much a mysterious figure grabbing up some samples that you don't quite understand what's happening. There's a blue one and there's a green one. It gets put into a little keypad with little levels on it and stuff. I love it. Those levels are there for show. Like that's just whatever. I love it. It gets locked. The person grabs it, and as they leave this medical room, this testing facility, they throw one of the blue vials, hits a corner of a table, cracks, and then Resident Evil. Pretty much from there, you get treated to the gentleman who did that running away. Shit goes bad as he runs away and he tries to make it out. I'm losing my voice. I'm terribly sorry. And shit goes bad, and then pretty much the entire facility that you see gets locked down by the AI, which is called the Red Queen. We'll be introduced to her in a little bit, but shuts it all down and starts putting on safety mechanisms and locks all over the place to make sure that no one gets released. They all think that people inside this facility believe it to be just a fire drill. Problem is, some of these labs are airtight sealed, which means nothing can get in or out. They start getting flooded because of the potential fire. People in elevators are locked up. It gets real bad. We get introduced to what I can call, quite possibly, what I thought was going to be one of the most gruesome scenes in the entire movie, which is these people stuck in an elevator. They're all panicking. They hear one elevator, what looks like it drops or it ascends. And I don't know what happened there, Tom.
It drops. It looks like the cable breaks.
Yeah, so because like when I looked at it the first time, I was telling this to Tracy, it looks like the perspective that we're seeing is the elevator's going up, but then when it flips over, it looks like it's going down. Like I couldn't tell. I was so lost when I saw that.
So they're looking when it goes out. You're looking at the elevator that all the people are in.
Yeah,
and so then it backs up a little bit, and then all you see is the counterweight and the elevator on the shaft next to it just fly down as fast as possible.
All right, so boom, they are dead. It's bad news bears for them. They are now panicking. The other people in this elevator are panicking, trying to get out, trying to figure out what to do. They can only open up the elevator just a smidge, just enough for like a person the size of my finger to get through. And they just so happen to have a person that's just, maybe the size of my wedding finger. You know what I mean? They're just a little bit bigger. They get through that hole because it stops between floors. They open it up. She tries to sneak through, and you get this moment. And like I remember seeing this for the first time years ago, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like they're not gonna do it. Is this Final Destination? Are they gonna do it? Is this the kind of gore we're gonna get? And I'm like, oh, let's fucking go. That's what I was expecting, right? Could you imagine this film with Final Destination style gore? Oh my god, that would be so gruesome, so gruesome. But she tries to stick her head out, and what ends up happening is the elevator drops all the way down between the floors up to the point where her head almost smashes into the bottom part. She begs for people to pull her back in because she can't get herself all the way out, and for some reason they can't do it. And when I watch the scene, it's because there are people standing behind her holding her legs. So the people who are standing behind her holding her legs are the people that are the reason why she can't get in. And I'm like, just move the fuck out of the way, dude. That's all you have to do. Just move. No, they don't. What instead happens?
That was a ritual sacrifice to the Red Queen. That's what those people were fucking doing.
Oh my god!
Stand still.
Yeah, they're just sitting there like, Kalima, Kalima. Pretty much what's happening at this point. And then the Red Queen, with a sick sense of humor, instead of dropping all the way down, decides to reverse and shoots it up, and her face gets grinded up against the elevator shaft, like the entry point. But you don't see it, and it's like, I wanted to so badly, but I understand.
So now that we're on this part, does this scene sound like a little bit familiar, maybe from a movie we watched recently?
But what do you mean?
Maybe it was stolen from this one along with everything else. They literally took the fucking beginning scene from Resident Evil and remade it for Doom. Completely.
Oh my god, everything's peaceful, shit goes wrong, everything gets locked down. Yep.
Yeah, and elevator troubles. Like that is literally the fucking exactly the same thing.
It's yeah, you know, the more you point this out, the more I kind of want to put this movie side by side and just play them to just point them out. Like make a drinking game. Every time X stole from X, you gotta take a drink. Oh,
I'll point them out as I go. I think I got a couple more.
Oh yes, please. All right. From there, you get brought into the Spencer Mansion without ever being called the Spencer Mansion, and it actually bums me out a lot. Where it would normally be the central location for the good chunk of the first Resident Evil game would take place. Instead, we are treated to Mila Jovovich naked on the shower floor. That's what we get. And she's waking up.
That's what you're blessed with.
Yes, what we're blessed with. By the way, right now, how old do you think Mila Jovovich is?
26, 27.
Right now, I mean, not in the film. How old she is now?
Oh, now 40, maybe.
She's 45. This lady does not fucking age. Because
Yeah.
I saw a picture of her recently, and then I saw her, obviously, watching the film now, which was released in 2002. So she would have been, like, 20-something, you know? Like a young 20-something-year-old. Looks amazing. Like, this lady, I don't know what genetics she has, but my God, give it to me, please. I will do whatever you want. Let me become eternally youthful like you are. But
I think that's just like Eastern European or whatever.
Yeah. Just good eating.
Good genes.
You know?
Yeah.
But yes, she wakes up on the floor of the shower, knocked out with some bruises and some cuts and scars. Which, fun fact, I guess apparently any small cut or bruise you see on her isn't makeup. She actually ended up by cutting herself during production. Also, fun fact, in the sewer scene, she gave Polly W.S. Anderson a black eye and like 2 or 3 other crew members black eyes because of her like how aggressive she was like punching and stuff.
She sold it.
Yeah,
you gotta go all the way, right?
Right. But she wakes up not knowing what's happening. You get the idea that she was gassed because they kind of concentrate on a vent at one point. She gets up. You get that nip shot that Tom was talking about. What the fuck's that dude that old school porn site? Not even porn site. That like Mr. Is it Mr. Nudes? Who like had the obsession of like celebrity nudes in movies and stuff. Mr. Skin, I think it's called, or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. This guy would have had a field day on this part right here because he would have worked his ass off trying to find that one little nipple scene. Oh my God. But she wakes up wandering around trying to figure out what's happening. She finds a letter saying your dreams will come true or something like that. Today your dreams will come true. She tries to write it herself, realizing that it's not her own handwriting. Picks up a red dress, goes through a couple cabinets. White shirt, guns! She freaks out, walks away. She's literally... What's up?
Now, as a Resident Evil fan, like of the games, are you screaming at her when you watch this part? Take the fucking guns! Take the fucking guns! Well, clearly you need them.
Here's my thing with that, right? And it's like ammo counts, conservation. You're gonna need that later. You're gonna like those are some automatic weapons. You never get that in Resident Evil games. Yep. Like grab those. But it's also
it's a glass top. Smash the fucking thing.
Here's what I was thinking. It's on a drawer system. Just rip the drawer out, and you can grab it from the other side if you really have to. Like it's not that hard.
She didn't even make an attempt though.
No. She just stared at it and went, oh, guns. Goes away. She wanders the halls, and like they are setting up what I swear to God should have been the majority of this film, which should have been a mansion fucking movie, because like it's got the creepy long halls, the windows that dogs could jump out of, like they got everything. Like I was game on this, but nonetheless, she wanders the halls. She looks at a reflection like a clock or something. She thinks she sees someone walk by, goes outside. Turns the light on, and like old school switches, by the way, for those lights, like not the shit that we have. Turns them on, and then you get the initial shot. A brisk of wind comes zooming by, and it scares her. Ooh, the wind, the leaves, the rustling. What could it be? Oh, it's a dude from behind her who grabs her out of nowhere. Whatever. Grabs her, tells her to like hit the floor. Helicopters come by, flashbang. People are jumping through windows, destroying property, just being real assholes. They arrest the dude that grabbed Alice, which is Mila Jovovich's character. And he keeps screaming that he's a cop. It's illegal what you're doing. Stop. You're going to break my arm. I'm going to tell my mom. And you're going to get so grounded. Ow. The dude's whining the whole fucking time. Yeah. And this is the one time where people at first thought this guy was going to be Leon S. Kennedy. Because while they're like checking out his badge and finding information about him, he screams that he's a new cop, a new recruit, whatever, that just got brought in from another city. So he's not going to be in their system. So everyone's like, oh my God, this is Leon S. Kennedy. All right. Kind of. Maybe looks like him. He's got a blue shirt. Leon wears blue shirts. This could be him. No, the dude's name's Matt or something or whatever. Like, it's just a bleh name. Doesn't matter.
Is there no relation with him and the rest of the Resident Evil universe?
No.
Oh, so he's just a completely new guy.
Everyone in this movie is made up just for the film. They could not even bring in anyone from the games to be in this film. I don't know why. I don't know what rewrite they thought made sense to do this, because they try to quickly correct that in Resident Evil 2 when they bring in Jill Valentine and all that, but they even butchered that, which we're going to talk about in the next time. Anyways, this team comes in, they grab Alice, and they're like, report. Give me your report. What's your report? Report. Obviously, lady's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So he rips off his mask. Report. And she's like, just because you took your mask off doesn't mean I'm going to answer your question. Like, I can't help you. I don't understand.
He also smashed her against the wall like 3 fucking times.
Really aggressive. It's like, hey, if this is one of your like agents, one of your whatever, your teammates, maybe don't throw them around like a fucking ragdoll when they're scared out of their mind. Just a pro tip, boss. Whatever. Ends up by happening, they're like, oh, it looks like the Red Queen set off the defense mechanism, so she's still suffering from the gases. And they're like, okay, cool, so she has amnesia. All right. They're like, whatever, let's rally everyone up. We're gonna go down, and we're gonna go down to the hive to figure out what's happening. They're like, what are you talking about? What? Huh? Turns out that this house is an entryway, one of the entryways to get down to the hive, which is an umbrella research facility that is hidden underneath Raccoon City. They get down to the train system, they power up the rally, and they go onto the tram. While they're in there, one dude opens up a door because Michelle Rodriguez couldn't open it, and surprise, in like classic RE fashion, which I liked, there's a body in there, but it's just another unconscious dude, which the team didn't. They felt like they didn't know that he was that he was a teammate at first, even though they should have known
true.
This. Right?
I never thought about that.
Because like they didn't even ask like, where's whatever this guy's name is, Spencer, we'll just call him, like, where's Spencer? And it's like, oh, we don't know. No. But it's just now if they see him now, they're like, oh shit, there it is. He wakes up.
But we're not gonna tell him anything about his past life.
This dude's just like or whatever, like a monkey at this point. But they're just, don't worry, we're going to the hive. They get there, everything's locked down, they open it up. There's a timer that's on the wall, which they will refer to down a little further down the road. I'll let you guys know right now. That timer is basically, they have about 3 hours to figure out, yes, where's Rachel? Well, they basically have to, in about 3 hours or less than 3 hours, find what the inciting incident that caused all of this, talk to the Red Queen, I believe retrieve a sample of whatever they were working on and get the fuck out. Because if they don't get out of there by the end of the 3 hours, the doors are sealed and are technically never meant to be opened again until you reach the end of the movie. But again, we'll get there. The team goes and they're walking around. They're trying to find survivors. Nothing. They have a giant exposition dump that explains the hive and everything that I just talked about through. What's up?
So with this whole scene, you've got a guy who's a prisoner with them.
Yeah.
They're talking about incredibly classified fucking information. And they don't even usher him off. He just stands in the circle and listens to everything they have to say.
Yeah.
Why the hell?
Because, oh, he's a cop. It's fine. But he's not.
But you didn't even see any identification. Even if he was just some Joe Blow guy from the fucking streets. Like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, and then Michelle Rodriguez, even at one point, is like, do you want me to take him out, sir? It's like, damn, all right, Michelle Rodriguez, you still riding on that Fast and Furious hype, right? You just got out of the car with Dom, you're like, I gotta go work, I gotta do my other job, or I gotta go protect this fucking research lab.
I'm the badass chick.
Yeah, pretty much. That is like Michelle Rodriguez's character in all films. She's the badass.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah,
she nails it.
She does it well. Don't get me wrong, but that is her typecast. Yeah. Anyways, they're wandering around trying to figure out what's going on, trying to find survivors. Nothing's happening, like that exposition dump, and we get this poorly rendered 2000s blueprint drive through of through a laptop to explain everything that's happening. And like when I say it's bad, I mean it's bad. Like this is like not even PlayStation graphics. This is like Star Fox on the Super Nintendo kind of bad. You know what I mean? Like it is just rough. And then the thing that made me laugh the most is when they want to represent the women that are highlighted through the infrared, they put infrared breasts in there. So you can tell who's a girl and who's a boy because you'll see these honkers just sitting out, pointing out towards you. And I'm like,
see, I didn't notice that at all.
Oh my god, dude. It's apparent in one scene. And we're going to get there because for the first like 25 minutes of this movie, almost nothing happens. Almost nothing. They're walking around. They're doing this exposition dump. You get like a false scare with a woman in a water tank. She goes dunk on the window, trying to spook you. And like I think that's gonna be the thumbnail, but it'll be my face there going dunk, or maybe you, Tom. I'll get you to do it. We'll have that, and it's just literally nothing happens for like the first. And this is only like an hour and a half long movie, and we had 5 minutes of something happening at the beginning, 25 minutes of nothing, then finally reaching the Red Queen's chamber. And then for the rest of the film, shit happens. It's nutty to me, but
it just builds tension throughout it, and then we're gonna go balls to the wall.
Pretty much. And like they did all their story dump at the beginning, and then one little bit at the end, and after that, the rest of it's just them running away from zombies. That's all that happens. So like I said, they make their way to the Red Queen's chamber, and the team starts infiltrating inside. Lights go on. They're like, don't worry about it. This light room is just, lights. You got nothing to worry about, dog. All right, dog. I'm going to put my thing on the thing, dog. Okay. It's literally a baby monitor that says okay on it. They're like, let me hack the system with the baby monitor. And then somehow that makes a code appear. All right, cool. The door opens up. The rest of the team are grabbing what are pretty much like giant EMP canisters to bring over to the queen. If she misbehaves, they're going to reset her, which shuts the whole power down and the entire system. Before they make their way into the chamber, right, with the door open, right, they're in the light room, everyone is. Something happens where a defense system activates, the door behind them closes, and the queen's chamber, the Red Queen's chamber, is still open and is slowly closing. But the main captain, dude, instead of jumping in there, decides to back away and not get out of there. And not be on the other side of the... Maybe he didn't want to be
sealed in.
Oh, that was a poor...
Or he's looking out for his teammates. He's like, you guys come up behind me and then we'll take care of this shit.
Something's about to happen. There's some poor choices, okay?
This is probably the best part of the fucking movie.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is the nerd dude, the geek that's trying to like hack the system, trying to deactivate the defense grid, is in one room with Alice, Matt, and Spencer. Because again, I don't know the guy's name. I'm just gonna call him Spencer.
It's Spence.
It's Spence. Oh, which by the way, then that would be a node. Technically, kind of a little nod to the hat. Tip of the hat, a little Easter egg for people. Spence/Spencer is the name of the mansion in Resident Evil 1. It's called the Spencer Mansion. So I believe they named that guy Spence as an ode to that. That'd be my... I've never seen any confirmation about it, but that would make sense to me. Anyways, they are trying to get the grid to turn off, and then you see this light show up, and they're like, Sarge? Thing comes at them. Most of them, all of them duck, except one guy gets his fingers kind of gnarly chopped off. And then the medic, the female medic, was like, you're fine, don't worry about it, it's just amnesia. She gets her head fucking clean cut. And you get the cool little scene of like her head lining up here, and then head falls off. And they're like, oh my god! They're all panicking, freaking out. It then turns into the captain or the sergeant being like, don't you go into shock, because the dude's like freaking out, right? His hands got cauterized, sealed shut. He's freaking like, don't you go to bed. It's not time for nap. I didn't give you your milk or cookies. No, soldier. Boo! Stay away. I'm gonna tickle you. Nah, dude dies because his fingers got chopped off. Which, in all honesty, I believe that. I believe that.
He didn't die from that.
I mean, yeah, he dies from that because he just goes down and that's the end of it. You never
Well, I
see that
thought
guy again.
doesn't he stand back up when the
Nope.
second laser comes?
That's the other dude. The other dude's like, Sarge, the laser again. They're like, all right, let's go. We're ready for this. Let's go. And the guy jumps up to avoid the laser, but instead, the laser comes up midway and cuts him in half. Sarge jumps and grabs like whatever's banisters, hanging stuff is on the top, grabs that and like pulls himself all the way up, and only his knife gets cut. He drops back down. People are panicking. Get these guys out. Get these guys out. And they're like, all right. He's waiting for it. It's like, I got this laser grid. That's no problem. I got this. And he's doing this. He's doing this little like cha-cha-cha-cha, little dance. Like he's ready for it, right? He's a fighter. And the grid comes up. He's like, I'm ready for it. It then decides to split and literally turn into a bunch of diamond-shaped laser grid, which awesome to look at. Practically cannot happen. It does not work that way. Lasers cannot just split off themselves like that, but an amazing visual nonetheless.
I think it was more like other lasers turned on all at the same time.
You say that.
That's what I was thinking.
I think it's just the web that was between that was hidden the whole time. But Sarge sees that and is like, well, shit. The dude turns off the grid as the lasers go right through him. And you're like, oh, maybe he's okay. Nope. Because then you see this shot, and it's an amazing shot, where you see the eyelid, the juices from the eyeball leak out a little bit, and then literally section by section, the whole body just deflowers. And just
they
like
turned him into
apart.
deflowers. I was thinking they turned him into stew meat, maybe, but
No, I like deflowers.
gross.
The petals just fall off piece by piece. All right, anyways.
See, now this scene, I really like. This is terrifying. I remember when I first saw this, it was like, holy fucking shit, did that just happen? And like, I feel like if you can make something terrifying in a bright environment,
yeah,
you're making it so much better than just sticking in like a dark alley or some shit. It's always more scary when it's a bright environment.
Well, it's the idea that so this is a mentality that we're gonna go a little bit of psychology here for film and just the human nature. People usually perceive bright or daytime as a safe place where nothing bad will come and get you. You are protected by the light. Basically, the idea is. So when something happens in broad daylight or in a lit up environment, it adds an extra fear of uncomfort and obviously just shock. Because but I thought he was fine. Because it's like if this would have been like a darker wood laser, I get that, but no, what like it is this mentality of the day is friendly, night is dangerous. This gets reversed on you, so like it adds an extra level of like holy shit to it all, and that's why a lot of modern horror filmmakers now, like James Wan, will do a lot of their scares during the day now, right? If you look at anything from The Conjuring, even some of the stuff from Insidious, like the scene in Insidious where the mom's talking to the son, but then they cut back to her, and behind blurred, non-focus blurred, you see the demon head pop up and there's dramatic music. That's in broad daylight. That shit kind of happens, right? So it is there. A lot of people have now realized that is the new twist that a lot of horror films have to take on. They have to make things uncomfortable at all times. It doesn't matter if it's day or night. And to their credit, Resident Evil did that right here with that light, with that light room. It was really well done.
And I appreciate too. Like you also get the level of, you also have to have a lot more detail in whatever you're doing. You can't just mask everything with darkness.
Exactly right.
I love scary movies that are more in the day than they are in the night. Like
It takes a lot more effort, right? It takes a lot more effort to actually get that scare in. But
absolutely,
with that one defense room, we went from a team of like almost 7 people, and we're down to just 3 army dudes, 3 SWAT guys, and 3 civilians now. Like shit got wiped fast. The writers were like, "How do we get rid of all these guys? Do they all get eaten by zombies? So what if we just cut them? Well, cutting's boring. We cut them with lasers." Johnson, you're brilliant.
Laser hallway wins every time.
So that's what happens. They then finally get their stuff, bring it into the Red Queen's chamber, and it is at this point where we are introduced to one of the worst visual effects in this film. That Play-Doh Jello ass looking little girl. Oh my god. It is so horrendously terrible looking, and I understand it is a budget of $32 million. It was made in 2002. Just don't do it. Just have it on a screen at that point. You don't have to make a 3D laser representation of it. It just, oh my god.
See, I didn't think it was all that bad.
Oh my god, dude, it hurt me.
It's just a laser hologram thing. What do you expect?
Just not that. Just not that. Okay.
Ever since Star Wars, they've been showing us that holograms aren't reliable, so they're always going to look like garbage.
Okay, all right. But it's also I'm not a fan of the little kid actor in this, especially what happens later down. I'm just not a fan of her because she's like, "You're all going to die down here," and like, I just shut up and Keira Knightley, get out of here. I don't want you. Shoo.
The British child voice always makes it more creepy.
So at that point, she explains what happened, pretty much saying that she had to use her defense system to make sure the infection couldn't spread out. All this stuff, bad news bears, people have to go to bed, shit happens. And then they're like, okay, well, let us go through these areas, get the stuff. She's like, I can't allow that. If anyone is infected, there's a chance that the thing could spread. I won't do it. They're like, all right, well, we have no choice. Boom. They shut her down with like an EMP stuff that doesn't, there's like a safety net that won't kill, like that won't actually break off the circuit board, the circuitry. This is their lame ass way of trying to explain how an EMP won't destroy everything. They're like, oh no, we have a safety protocol that allows the EMP just to go this far, but not destroy everything. Whatever.
If that's the case, if they could get it with like a longer range EMP, they wouldn't have had to go all the way into the base.
It's just there's reasons why they did what they did, which is fine. I will accept it. But by shutting her down, they've released all the power locks in the entire facility, which now lets the dead roam, the dead live again, and more importantly, they unleash the disgusting visual of the liquor. And this motherfucker, hey Cass, is so beyond the visual appeal. They knocked it out of the park. That thing, the first version of the liquor, is exactly what it looks like in the game. There's only one scene that I'm not a fan of, two technically, but the second one I'll forgive. But it's the first introduction of the liquor, where its hands pop out of the canister that it's in, and it pops its head out. The lack of animation, when the hand jumps out and grabs onto the side, instead of it like properly like molding around it, they just morphed it to expand. Like, it looks like it melts onto it on both sides, and then it throws itself out. That is the worst scene in this film. It is that one.
I remember when you first see it, I'm just like, really? Is this what we're gonna get?
Yeah.
And then after that, it's better. But
yes,
they just pulled the graphics from Resident Evil 1 for that.
Yeah, pretty much, right? We have this asset. I guess we'll use it, but they're like, it's kind of clippy and stuff, and it's like, do you want to animate this? Yeah, whatever, just put it in. I don't care anymore.
It's just a quick shot. We'll deal with it later.
No one 20 years out would dare to do a review and talk about this one scene. Proved you wrong, bitch. But yes, the dead walk. They're all the whole team gets back together, and they're like, "What happened? Where's the other team? We are the rest of the team." What do you mean? What happened? As they're arguing, zombies come out. One of them bites Michelle Rodriguez right in the hand. They freak out. They shoot. They blast her in the chest. She goes flying away. The rest of the team finally get all properly together, and that body disappears, which is apparently supposed to be an ode to also the bodies inside the chamber that disappear is supposed to be an ode to the original Resident Evil, where certain key team members or zombies that are dead on screen, when you leave the room and come back, they disappear. They're declaring that it's supposed to be an ode to that. I'm going to say that it's just bad screenwriting and bad continuity issues, that they forgot that the bodies were there. That's what I'm going to go with. That's what I choose to believe. Nonetheless, we get greeted to a House of the Dead style shootout, where it's just them standing in one place in a circle, like shooting a bunch of zombies, not shooting them in the head, not shooting them anywhere that could really cripple them, just in the chest. They fall down, they get back up, they shoot them. Like, there's just wasting ammo. And this is like one of the action scenes. And the rest of the film, for a good portion of this, is going to be this. It is just them endlessly shooting at zombies, not knowing what to do. While Michelle Rodriguez got bit, the rest of them find an elevator. They try to escape through. They got to put the password in. The password, by the way, is apparently Paul W.S. Anderson's birthday. Fun little thing. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's fun.
thing, right? The dude, Spence, who's just casual, like, hey, you might want to open up that door. Hey, they're getting closer. Hey, I think we're going to die now. Like, he's just so casual. Like, why? Why are you this calm right now? Like, what is happening in this film? Like,
why didn't you open the door? I didn't know the code.
Oh, fuck, dude.
You're such an asshole.
Yeah, like, and like, am I supposed to feel something for this guy? Like, he's a straight up dick. Like, no.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, the macho man who's still alive is like, what's the code? It's this. Puts it in. He's like, see, was it that hard? We then are treated to a Dawn of the Dead-esque, Shaun of the Dead-esque scene where when the doors open, there's a bunch of zombies in there and they grab the dude and they pull him in. When they pull him in, Michelle Rodriguez, who shows, is like, no, Capcan. I'm just going to call you Capcan. Capcan, no! Use your EDDs! Where is your C4? He gets pulled in, he gets bit. As Michelle Rodriguez is trying to pull him out, she gets bit a second time on the arm and stuff, and they're unable to save him. I believe this is the scene that is supposed to be like Dawn of the Dead / Shaun of the Dead, where the boyfriend in Shaun of the Dead gets ripped apart piece by piece. Yeah. Right? And by all the zombies. I believe that's what it's supposed to be, which is an ode to Dawn of the Dead, if I'm not mistaken. In Dawn of the Dead, one of the bikers, who I think is Tom Savini, fun fact, gets ripped apart piece by piece by the zombies. And I think that was their ode to it. And this is why I think this movie still tried to be kind of PG-esque or PG-13-esque, because nothing happens. You don't see anything. The zombies just take him down, and then they hide him. Is it a budget issue that they didn't have enough money to make some kind of, prosthetics for the guy to get ripped apart? Maybe. Was it studio interference? There's a good chance of it. Is it the fact that they may have blown their budget on some of the worst CG looking zombie faces I've ever seen when the shootout stuff was happening? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it right there, buddy. It is by far, like I said, when their shootouts are happening, they do these like zoom cuts to zombies' faces, and instead of being practical effects on their faces, it is just matted on afterwards and post effects, and it just looks bad. The one zombie who's got a quarter of his face missing, that one looked okay, but the one zombie that had like his eye was gone, and then it was like just like the muscle tissue around the face here, it didn't track well. I could see it not move. Oh my god, it hurt.
Yeah.
But again,
that one specifically, the one with the face ripped off, it's just like, what the fuck is this?
Just make it prosthetic. Just make it a natural thing. It would have looked a lot better. The lighting would have matched it. It doesn't matter. They're running away.
They couldn't get Tom Savini for this one.
Yeah, right. Clearly. Yeah. These guys are all running away, and they somehow find their way back. They get separated. Alice starts having flashbacks of her past because her amnesia is starting to slowly fade. She started to remember a couple things. Apparently, she was going to be an informant, basically a mole, to get this one girl all the information she needs and a sample of the T-virus, and then they can get out and expose Umbrella. But she has one price, but you never hear what it is yet. You don't hear it. That's where it ends. The Matt character admits that he's not a cop. He's actually an environmentalist of some sort, and he's out here to expose Umbrella. Well, pretty much what happens is he finds his sister's desk, finds his sister. His sister then tries to attack him because she's a zombie, obviously. Alice brains her in the head. Fucking boom, she's dead. He starts holding her, like kind of like, weeping over her body. She gets those flashbacks, and he says, I think the person who was supposed to be here to help her betrayed her. And now Alice thinks, oh shit, I am that person, because she doesn't get the full, complete part of the flashback yet. In the room next to the Queen's Chamber is where the rest of the team found their way there. They don't really explain that they got there. You just get cut there. Like, it's literally just a hard cut to them being there. And then eventually, after that little exposition dump between Matt and Alice, they make their way through the tunnel all the way to the White Queen's Chamber, where they're all hiding. And they're like, what do we do? I don't know. Alice has the idea of like, well, why don't we just talk to the Red Queen? Power up, see what the hell's going on. Maybe she'll give us some kind of information. You said you had a circuit breaker system thingamabobber that'll stop them from that stops it from killing her. We'll take that part out and we're just gonna fry her ass. Let's go. So and I believe, you know what, we're gonna backtrack because I think it's right before Alice meets back up with Matt when he sees his sister. We get treated to this dog scene, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Oh yes.
And it is at this point, and honestly, these are just like action scenes, so it doesn't really matter where you put them in the story. That's why it's kind of jumbled around for the review here. But she gets to the point where she fights a security guard, zombie dude, and in this lore of zombies, it's not just a headshot that can kill them. You could just break their neck and then they just die. That's the
which is how she ends like half the fucking
Yes.
zombies in this movie.
Yeah, when you get that in the sewer scene. But she punches him a couple times. She like unlocks her fighting ability, jumps in the air and just smacks the zombie in his head, and somehow that breaks his neck. Classic DBZ fashion. You kick him so hard that you spun his head around. You know, fucking Mortal Kombat. He falls. She grabs a gun. She gets attacked by a bunch of dogs, which the dogs they did right, and it's still kind of silly, but I still like it. The dogs a majority of them are all practical effects. Pretty much what they did for these are what, Dobermans, right? Yeah. First of all, adorable dogs. These guys are cute as fuck, even with their zombie goop on them. But pretty much all they did for the Dobermans is they just took like a blanket of like sticky stuff and put it on the dogs and be like, look, you're a zombie now. You're beautiful.
I believe they also put like pieces of meat on them too.
Yeah, so one of the issues that they had with the prosthetics or the blood and the meat on the ground, even when actors around, where the dogs would come around and try to lick and eat them. So like they had to like stop that, or they'd be licking like the actors' faces and whatever when they're on the ground pretending to be dead. So that's that's cute, that's adorable. But yeah, these dogs who show up after Alice tried to run away from them. She's like, all right, let's fucking go. We get treated to not a first-person shooter perspective. It's not quite that, but it's close. Where these dogs are jumping at the camera, right? They're jumping at the camera going, rawr, rawr. And at the same time, we get another perspective of just the gun barrel shooting, bang, bang. And then some dogs fall, some dogs get their brains blown out. And she like, I think there was about 4 dogs there, wipes them all out with just headshots. No, hold on. I don't have a setup. I was gonna do my voice mod, be like, "Boom, headshot," but there you go. You're gonna get that. She knocks them all out. They're all dead and done. She runs out of ammo on her gun, but there's one pupper left. What is an Alice to do? Oh wait, I wanted to be in the Matrix once. Runs up, jumps off a wall on a triple wall, turns around and head kicks the dog, and somehow it kills him. Like we said. That is Alice's special.
Spinal cord injury.
Yeah,
right?
That's all it takes.
This is like the one movie where it's okay to watch someone kick a dog in the fucking head.
And again, I really did enjoy the practical effects. Some of them were a bit janky for the dogs, but it looked believable.
It looked good.
Yeah, and like they had certain shots where they were just doing like headshots of the dogs, and like the neck was missing. And like for those shots, it looked great because it was brief and it was there. It was excellently done. But anyways,
yeah. Did you know that wall kick that she did?
Yeah,
like the jump off the wall. It took her 3 fucking months to train for that stunt.
Yeah, that's insane. And that's a credit to Mila Jovovich. Apparently, she wanted to do the majority of all of her stunts, which she did, except for one big one, which is where she jumps from like one pipe to another because her agent was worried that she would somehow strangle herself on the wire.
Fuck.
Can you imagine? Mila, no. That's rope. You know how you get with rope. You always tie them around your neck somehow, and you jump off stuff. We can't have this, Mila. No, Mila, no. Drop it. Drop the rope. And it's like, okay, that's weird, but sure, why not? They make their way back to the chamber. They talk to the queen. The queen tells them, like, hey, I'm going to let you all, I can't let you all go because one person's infected. We can't let this contamination break out. We need, like, you're screwed. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't help you now. And it's at this time when she also releases the liquor and stuff. And we walk around. They find out that there is another access, like an underground tunnel access on the floor. And that's where they go through. And then they get a moment where Spence is being an asshole to someone. I can't remember what he says, but he's being an asshole. He walks up against a grate. A bunch of zombie arms come out. Like, they were waiting. They're like, shh, look, okay, just shut up. He won't know. Just wait. Jesus fucking Christ, could you just wait a second? Just wait until he gets near. Now grab him! And they're just fucking like, let's just jump him like Ninja Turtles. Motherfucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Zombies is what happened here, okay?
Stealth zombies.
Yeah. And then, of course, because it's classic Resident 2002 evil movies, now there's a swarm of them that's coming from the back, from the front. They didn't hear these guys somehow this entire time, but now they're all here. They're trapped. They don't know what to do. They're panicking. At this point, I believe also the nerd guy got bit in the leg. So he's now he's on the course of being infected. They're all losing hope. Alice tells them to jump upwards onto the piping on the top. They all do that. That's when nerd guy gets bit, and I believe Rain. That's her name. Michelle Rodriguez's character is called Rain.
Yeah.
Rain gets bit again. And now she's like lost all hope, and they get
in the neck.
Yeah, in the neck. That's right. By Capkin. Capkin came back.
Yeah, by fucking Capkin.
Yeah, she got by a Capkin trap. Hey,
it was a Capkin trap.
It really was. But he bites her in the neck, and then she shoots him in the head so to end his suffering. We get this actual nice shot. It's kind of a depressing shot, and I like it, where she's just feeding her blood as she's hanging from the pipes down to the zombies. I'm like, oh, you want that? You want that? You want some of that? Like, it's like her just like, fuck it, like, I'm gonna die, and I might as well like let them play with their food a little bit. It's kind of morbid, but cool, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. They find out there's another way around. They have to cross by these rickety bridge of pipes. They make it one way to the other. Everyone makes it over except for Geek, Nerd Boy, and Alice. Alice, somehow, as the pipes are breaking and falling, she makes a super jump, crosses over no problem. Unfortunately, Nerd Boy gets stuck on the fallen piece and he can't make it over because of his leg he got chewed up a bit. And he tells them to just leave, run away, don't worry about it, it's not worth it. Just saying, like, just leave me be. And that's when we get to the moment, that scene of him being like, all right, I got nothing left because the zombies are climbing up on the pipes. Grabs his gun, puts it in his mouth. We then get cut to Alice walking away, and also the fight scene in the sewer ambush by the zombies is just nothing but neck breaks. It's just Alice just like, one's a foot on the neck with arm pulling someone that breaks the neck. The other one's just a classic neck break, like just a little like, that's all it is. That's all you see in this fucking scene.
She trained with Steven Seagal.
Yeah, pretty much. Just. This is why they couldn't get Steven Seagal in the movie, because all he would do is break necks and he would always survive because he's Steven Seagal. But you hear the gun bang and you get that hard cut zoom to Mila Jovovich's Alice's face, and it's like, oh my god, he's dead. Nope, he decided to shoot the one zombie in the head, and he's like, you want it? You want your food? You gotta work for it. Come and get it, boys. And he crawls up. Yeah, they couldn't afford his ponytail. He's going away. He's going back the way that he came. They are going down this other way. They find themselves near a sealed room, like, that's next to them. Alice gets a flashback. I'm like, oh my god, this is where the T-virus is made. This is there, and there's an antidote. There has to be an antidote. She comes in, starts looking for it. Matt's like, how do you know this? What's going on? She finally reveals to Matt, hey, I'm the informant. I was your sister's helper. I'm the person who was supposed to get her all the information. So Matt's like, oh, you betrayed her. He's like, I don't know. Grabs her arm. The only time we get more acting from this dude is like, I want the truth. She says, I can't remember the truth. That's the end of it. They look, because Michelle Rodriguez is like puking up now. She's literally just falling apart. One of her lines that makes me laugh, she's like, once we get out of here, I'm going to get laid. One of the dudes, and that's a funny line, one of the dudes just straight up disrespects her and is like, you might want to wash up first. I'm like, holy shit, dude, calm down. She's dying here. Give the lady a little bit of respect. Oh my. She just
wants to have some sex. That's all.
God damn.
Like, just like humor her for a bit.
Yeah, just let her be, please. There is no serum. There's no virus. There's no antivirus. They don't know what's going on. They're panicking. And then finally, Spence has his flashback. He now remembers everything. He mostly remembers having sex with Mila Jovovich, apparently. That's one of the big scenes that he remembers. But more importantly, we also find out that he's the traitor. He's the evil one who who shot the virus down and broke it, and he was gonna sell it to the highest bidder and all that stuff, and he betrayed everyone. I wanted to hold on to this until now because it is clearly him the entire time. There is no doubt that it was him the entire time. Not just besides his behavior and the way that he's acting, especially up to this point, but more importantly, the leather jacket that he is wearing is the same leather jacket you see in the clip of the person throwing the canister and having it break. You guys couldn't have had him dressed any other way before that scene to at least somewhat hide that fact? Nah, fuck it. Because it is a reused scene that they use. At this point, it's the completed part of that scene. At the beginning, we get that tidbit. There's that little clip of him throwing his arm out. But it belongs to this whole part here. You could have just shot it differently. You could have done so much more to maybe kind of hide the idea that maybe it was Mila Jovovich who was the traitor. But you see the guy's black hair. You see the leather jacket. Everything. It's like, come on. Just come on.
Oh, in the early flashback, it was kind of like a hooded figure. You couldn't really see his...
I promise you. I promise you. Go back and watch it. That beginning part is just... He has the hazmat suit, but then when he throws the canister, it's him in his leather jacket. That's It is so disappointing. But nonetheless, you find out that he's the baddie, and he's now he goes to full bad guy mode, grabs the gun. He's like, no, you guys don't get to do nothing. Don't you dare. And we then get treated to the over dramatic jump over the railing. I'm gonna attack you from Matt, and he's like, bitch, don't. I got a gun, and he stops. There's a fun line. There's a couple of fun lines here. He says, I don't want to shoot you because I might have to save the bullets. I like that. That's a fun one. During this whole exposition dump now of like, I'm the bad guy. Come with me, Alice. We can leave all these people behind because I'm bad. Grr, arg, I'm evil. A silence zombie, which I guess is kind of like an ode to Aliens. Because in Aliens, there's a scene where Newt gets abducted by an alien that comes out from the water and like grabs her and you don't hear anything. But this is just so overdone where she like floats up like this. She does the dead man, like the Undertaker. She floats up, does the Undertaker, prop her head up, gets up from the water, and there's no sound. They want to make it sound like as if this is all silent. I'm sorry. If someone pops up from the water like that, you're going to hear... Like, you can't hide that.
Like a significant amount of dripping behind you.
Or like the waves of water that are now being pushed on your legs. Like, what is happening? Whatever. Dude gets bit in the neck. He freaks out. He shoots her in the head. She falls. He then runs up to the door, closes it, locks it, and shoots the magnetic lock or whatever it is on the other side. They think they're now trapped. It is now Matt, Rain, and Alice stuck inside this room. Red Queen comes on and says, hey, looks like you're in a bit of a pickle there. Don't you worry. Maybe I can help you out. That Spence guy, don't worry. I've been a bad little girl. I'm like, don't say that. I don't want to hear that, please. No, I don't want to hear this. It's bad. It's a bad AI. No, what happens instead is Spencer makes his way all the way to the train. He's about to get on. And instead of just leaving right now where he'd be safe, he decides, you know what, this is a good time to put the antivirus in me.
Outside the train.
Yeah, outside the train.
Not in the fucking thing.
Like on the way back. You know what I mean? No, I'm going to sit there. I'm going to put the strap on. I'm going to fucking... Here we go. And no, instead, fucking from the ceiling, you get to see a much better visual of the liquor from the top. It looks down. He's like, holy shit, what is... I'm an idiot for doing this right here. He knows that. The liquor jumps down, and I'm like, oh, we're going to get like a really gruesome scene here. No, all we get is like a fucking security cam footage view of the liquor like pawing at him and then like grabbing his waist and then putting him back down. That's all we see. And then we get another cut of somehow he finds his way that his arms like twisted around a railing and he's like this and he's all dead. I'm like, the liquor didn't do that. What the fuck happened?
It was like a dog with a toy. It was just shaking it after the camera cut away.
Oh my god. It was something, right? And anyways, he's dead. Fucking the Red Queen is now saying, look, if you want out, it's just a simple thing. You gotta kill Rain. I will let you out if you kill Rain. She's the only one infected with all you guys here. Just kill her and we're fine. And then this is the part where I don't like the little British girl. because it literally turns into like you're an AI. You're not supposed to have emotions. You're a fucking computer. And then all you could hear, I'm gonna back away from the mic so you guys don't like get a few ears blown out. But it turns into this. Kill her! Just kill her! Do it! Do it, kill her! Please, just kill! Come on!
I wish it was that, actually.
Oh my god, it's...
Come on, just do it. Come on.
Pussy! Do it, pussy! You won't do it! So
I fucked your mother in hell!
Fuck, it just turns into The Exorcist. Jesus Christ. Your mother sucks cock in hell! So instead, what happens is Alice with the axe gets fed up, turns around, hits the TV screen, which is not a speaker, it's just a TV screen with someone that shuts her up, and at the same time the power goes out. You're like, what happened? I don't understand. The door opens up as a licker is bashing against the window, and they're like, oh no, the licker's a raptor. He learned how to open doors, I guess. And as the door opens, it's Nerd Boy. Nerd Boy's like, bitch didn't want to open the door. Had to put her down. Like, all right, cool. That's, you know what? Yay, Nerd Boy. I like you.
Redemption.
Redemption. I love it. And then as they do that, they get through the door. They close it. The licker jumps through like the dog did earlier from one of the other security windows and starts bashing out the door. They all get in the train. They all get ready to leave. Oh, by the way, Spencer had a line when he closed the door on Alice, and I love the line. He just looks at it. He's like, missing you already. And closes the door. I'm like, oh, that actually is a classic bad guy line. I really, really like it. I really like that line. And they bolt towards the train. She goes and grabs the case next to Spencer. But oddly enough, so the case has an auto combination that you have to put in. You have to put a combination in to open it. Instead of keeping it open, she closes it. And I'm like, you don't know the combination to that. What are you doing? Are you...
Maybe she did.
Sure. You know what I mean? Clearly she did, and I hate the fact that
or because it was open, she didn't have to hit the lock button. She just kind of closed it.
You know what? Fine. I'll accept that.
Maybe.
Tom. You put some logic in there. Which, by the way...
If she didn't close it, all the shit would have fell out when she carried it inside.
Yes.
So, she's clearly clumsy.
Yes, clearly. We also find out, by the way, in a cruel twist of fate, the reason why Spencer has the drugs, because he's the one who stole it. He got knocked out in the train and had the drugs, had the T viruses there with him. So the thing they were looking for the whole time was actually in the train, which is why he had it there to try to heal himself and he got killed. But nonetheless, he dies, obviously. She grabs the case. He wakes up as a zombie with blue eyes. And I think the idea was here is it was supposed to be an ode to the Crimson Heads. Crimson Heads in Resident Evil, for those who don't know, are superpowered zombies. They're zombies that can run, spit like a mucus acid thing on you, and can do heavy damage compared to the slow walking zombies that you normally face in Resident Evil. They're introduced in Resident Evil 1, and they were a pain in the ass. The only way to kill them was to burn them after you destroyed the body, because any zombie that you left on the ground, if you didn't burn them and you came back later down in the game, they turned to Crimson Heads. Fun fact.
So
what's up?
If he wouldn't have gotten finished off by Eve or Alice so quickly, would he have mutated more?
So I think the idea here in this lore is yes. So either he would have turned into a Crimson, or he would have turned into something like maybe a liquor, because the idea for the Nemesis program is it affects live tissue and mutates that. So who knows what would have happened if, Spencer would have stayed alive and he would have turned. He could have turned to another liquor or some other kind of abomination, or maybe he just would have turned into a Crimson Head.
Okay.
That'd be my guess. That's why he had blue eyes. That's why out of all the zombies, he was the more original looking one. Also, he was not just caked in blood. His face was more red. Everything had a bit more of a crimson look to it. That would be my hypothesis on that.
Fair enough.
So they do get inside the train. They bolt the fuck out of there. Michelle Rodriguez gets the serum. So does Nerd Boy. Everything seems like it's going to be okay. Michelle Rodriguez is like, look, if I turn, you're going to kill me. She goes and she falls asleep. Alice is like, all right, bitch, let's go. And grabs the gun. She's like, I'm not dead yet. And you get this weird line. I hate this line. And it's like, you crazy bitch, I could kiss you. And it's like, no, that's so forced. Just don't.
Yeah.
But
there was no precedent for that line at all.
Yeah, you could just say "you crazy bitch" or something like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." Something like that would have been fine. But
And it would have made sense more if they were more friends too.
Yes.
They're just kind of know each other.
Yeah,
a
they
bit.
just literally met. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could kiss you, stranger, for not dying.
Yeah. I heard you want to get laid.
Yeah. That was the triple X rated version.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. But as that happens, we also find out that when the liquor eats human flesh, live tissue, it mutates. So it did turn into like a giant cat type thing. I fucking hate this iteration of it. But it jumps on the train, rips the door open where Nerd Boy is, and he just gets killed. He just gets ripped out, and that is the end of him. I hate that Nerd Boy got done like that. I absolutely hate it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Now we get this little fight scene between the mutated liquor, Alice and Matt. It scratches the wall, scratches Matt's arm. So he's like, ooh, I got a bubble. And they try to figure out what to do. The liquor then eventually opens up the back door, jumps in, and tries to attack them. It licks, it literally grabs Alice by the foot, tries to drag her towards him. As that happens, Matt pushes a bunch of pipes into it, which is it was a nice impact, like it was a good hearty one. So it lets go as he turns around to open up the door, because now Alice has trapped the tongue of the liquor into the grating, and it's hovering behind below or above this like escape hatch or like a utility hatch underneath the floor. He goes to do it. Oh, I'm sorry. Rain turned into a zombie. It sucks. It happens. Goes to try to fight. Boom, bangs her in the head. Her body hits the button as she drops, opens up the hatch, liquor falls, gets just turned to just grated cheese, like basically it was a cheese string, just kind of ripped apart little by little. It was just,
and caught on fire because they caught that electrical rail.
Yes,
so.
yeah, caught on fire. It gets finally when the doors close, it cuts the tongue. It goes flying off into the distance. It is dead. They now have 20 seconds left, and I see that on the clock, and I'm like, bitch, you fucking run, you idiots! Go! No, they casually just like
like Alice has got a little bit of speed. Yeah. Matt was like slowly walking up the stairs. Like, honestly, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'll just die now.
Yeah, it's just I lived a life, I guess. I had an experience. My sister's dead. What's the point? Whatever.
No.
Motherfuckers go. They finally get out, with seconds to spare, the gates close. There's a point here where Alice is going out from Spencer Mansion. She's about to leave the front door, and she I guess what looks like is she's supposed to have collapsed from everything that's happened, she's exhausted. And it looks like Matt was supposed to be there to catch her, but to me it feels like in the angle and everything, it feels like she's starting to maybe almost collapse, or not even. Matt's too far behind and misses his cue, and he it looks like he runs and checks her. He's like, grabs her, and it's like, it's okay. And it's like, holy shit, dude. Calm down. And they're on the ground on the knees near the front door, and Matt's like, don't worry, we got the virus. We could prove them. We could take them down. They got nothing left. They're done for. Ooh, I got a rash. Ooh, it hurts. Ooh. And then Alice is like, oh, maybe we should give you the medication now. Opens it up, about to stab him with it. Doors open up with the fakest white bluish light I have ever seen to represent a shine that blinds them. Opens up the room, lights it all up. Scientists come up. They grab Alice. They grab Matt. She stabs one of the dudes with the needle, with the syringe at one point. He gets taken down, but he gets back up. They kind of just grab her and keep her in place while they grab Matt, put him on a stretcher, take him away. All you hear is, oh, this one's alive. This one's affected. Let's put him in the Nemesis program. And he gets taken away. So
as a kid, I love that.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, yeah, they're going into... Yeah. We're doing Nemesis. It's happening.
Oh, my God, Jill Valentine, all this great stuff. Yeah! Hold on a second, prepubescent, Tom and Larcher. You don't know what's about to happen yet, bitch. Mm-hmm. But we then get to the point where they don't show how, because she's kicking everyone's ass still. Alice is literally knocking people left and right, booting them, punching them, knocking them silly. But somehow they apprehend her and knock her out. Somehow. We don't see it because we just get a white flash. And we see her on a surgery table, and like people are looking at her, and keep her under close observation. It ends. She wakes up. She's got tubes in her head and stuff, and it kind of feels like you're watching The Matrix, but she's waking up for the first time in the real world because she's like, does that whole thing, rips the needles out of her head and stuff, which always, oh my God, it's gnarly.
And she's covered in like 2 sheets of paper towel.
Yeah, right.
Like it's not a fucking hospital gown or anything, just some paper towel.
Yeah. Just wipe her off. She's fine.
Yeah, we'll cover them nits up this time. You only get 1 shot.
But you do get never mind. You know what? I'm not even going to mention it. You do get something else, a little naughtier shot if you really want to pay attention. Doesn't matter. She gets down on the ground. Again. Yeah, she gets down on the ground. She gets up. Yeah, it's prompted by Bounty, the quicker picker upper. She gets up, asking for help, knocking on the window, see who's there, what's going on. You see, as this camera zooms out from the window, it's an observation room, and a zombie walks by, and you know it's a zombie because all you hear at the end is all right, so it's not a human. Got it. It's a zombie. How does Alice get out? The only way in or out is by key access with a swipe card. Well, I got this needle. I'm gonna poke at the card reader. I opened the door, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Because you can trick a card reader that fucking easily.
Yeah, you just poke a needle at it a couple times. Whatever.
It's just like picking a lock. You pick the card reader. I guess.
Sure, why not? Door opens up, and I made this comment to my wife. I'm like, that's supposed to be like a containment door, like a metal reinforced door to make sure people don't go in and out. She's like, yeah. What about it? I'm like, it looks like a normal door that they just didn't put a doorknob on. That's all it is. It's just a white door, a normal fucking like hollow door that you can punch through if you really wanted to. But sure, why not? And she gets out. There's no one in the hallways. No one anywhere. She puts a doctor's gown on, or a doctor's suit. She could put scrubs on. She could have scrubbed up. If she really wanted to, but no. She'll keep the bounty sheets on each side with a doctor's coat. Walks outside. We are theoretically in the middle of Resident Evil 3 at this point because the zombie apocalypse has hit. There's even a paper that says the dead walk again, or the dead walk. And I'm like, how did you have the time to print this article, have your paper boy run out, put it at the newsstands? What? Sure, why not? That's plausible.
Imagine that paper boy like running through zombies just to fill up the fucking thing.
Fuck, I gotta do this, or fucking J. Jonah Jameson's gonna rip me a new one. I gotta nail that fucking Mr. Perry down. And it's like, Jesus Christ, whatever. Good on you, Jimmy. Good on you, Jimmy. She sees what's happened. Everything's falling apart. She finds a police car, grabs a shotgun, cocks it. We zoom out, and that is the end of Resident. Hold on. Resident Evil. Now,
apparently, the ending was supposed to be different in the first. Really? Well, obviously, there's a lot of rewrites for this, and it was supposed to be her and Matt escape the hive, escape the mansion, and ride off in a caravan. So basically, it's almost like they skipped to Annihilation, the third one, whatever the third one is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like I guess they added it back because they wanted to do the sequel bait.
Wow, that's yeah.
Could you imagine this Matt guy carrying on as a character in the rest of the franchise?
That guy was.
I mean, there's a lot of iffy actors in this franchise. But...
Yeah, you know what? That would have been his like big break for a while. Like, the actors don't really get better. Only till closer in the end do we get better actors. I'm not gonna lie. Where we get our Ali Larder, we get our Wentworth Miller. We get like decent actors, but like even then they're hamming it up real hard because they know what they're in. But that being said, I have before we go to the ratings and our final thoughts, Tom, I thought of a glaring issue in the entire plot of this movie, and it bugs me to this very moment now, after we're talking to you about it, that I didn't see it before. So the Red Queen knows that there's an infection, knows that someone took it, has cameras everywhere, and knows all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't she fucking tell everyone when they're there in the room that it's Spencer that took it and had it on the train? What?
Because that would have been a 20-minute movie.
But no, yes, yeah, very, very much so. And everyone could have been saved, and the outbreak never could have happened. But because they point out that she sees and knows everything at all fucking times. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't want this outbreak to happen. So she could have just been like, yo, Spencer's got the virus. He might not remember right now, but he's a bad dude. It's in the train. What?
There's also, how do you explain any of the soldiers getting into this fucking facility with this AI active at all?
Oh my god. They couldn't,
like, how the hell did they get in?
Yeah. Like, if she is active at all times, she will not have let the nerd boy, like, open the door. There wouldn't have been an override system. And also, the reason why I'm mad, another point that I mentioned earlier, like, oh, once the doors are closed, they're never going to open again. Until the one scientist is like, open the doors up. I want to see what happened down there. So dumb. So dumb. Yeah. But, Tom, for a buy or rent or pass, what would you say for this Resident Evil?
I would say rent.
A rent?
I would say rent, yeah.
All right. If you had to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Resident Evil?
What did I give Doom?
I believe you gave Doom
6.5.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 6.5.
So I'm gonna give Resident Evil a 7 because it was better than that, and I'm moving Doom down to a fucking 4.
Okay, you're nuts. You're nuts. I love you.
I love it. This also has like nostalgia for me too. So I'm a little biased here.
I am going to give this film. I'm okay with moving. No, you know we can't move. No, we can't move it. We can't move it. Resident Evil is sitting at Doom sitting at 6.5. We can't retroactively move it. That degrades our system. We've made terrible choices. If that's, I'm gonna have to go back and make sure that's what it is. I'm gonna start writing down all the points that we have. God, I can't.
It's better than Doom.
I know, but I can't rate it that high. It doesn't deserve a 7. But it doesn't deserve to be lower than Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It's quite the pickle.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I'm gonna give it the same as Doom. I can't justly. Oh my god. We are going. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to look at all the reviews. I'm going to look at the end of the ratings, and we're going to figure out what they are. And then if we did rate Doom that fucking high, we are terrible human beings, okay?
You are right. You are right. I mean, but there was also things in that movie that we did enjoy, though. So it's all subjective. Yeah.
Yes, but still, yeah. All right, I'm going to give it a 6.5. We're going to take a look. This is the one mulligan that we're going to have for a rating system right now. Because the next time we review, which will be Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I would give it 6.5. I would say this is a rent. It disgusts me that I bought this for $17.99 on HD quality. This movie does not deserve to be that high priced. That is disgusting. But I did it because I love you schmucks, and I'm here to entertain you as best I can. So yes, this 6.5, it is definitely a rent if you can, or a stream if you can find it streaming somewhere, for the love of God. In Canada, we couldn't find it anywhere. But with that, as announced, next week, Resident Evil Apocalypse, the sequel, which, from memory, I'm not going to like this.
No.
For now, I'm me. That's Tom. Love y'all, and we'll catch you next time.